Ferguson Commission, while that is our name, is a commission charged with having a region-wide focus. The tragic events in Ferguson have shone a bright light on some very serious and difficult issues that we need to deal with. And so for the entire region, we need to make sure we are serious about addressing positive change. And that's what this effort is about, and that's what we're all dedicated to, and we know that's what you're dedicated to. We're coming to areas where folks know that we know that they want to speak, and they want to listen, and they want to hear. It's not in our scope to speak or comment on any individual circumstance or any individual incident, but it is our scope to talk about all the issues that arise when these incidents and these tragic circumstances happen. And so that's what we're here to do. We're here to work on positive change. And so with that, I want to introduce my colleague, the Reverend Starsky Wilson. Starsky.
Good evening. I join my thanks and gratitude with Rich's to all of you for being here on tonight. We are absolutely pleased at the communal support and outpouring for the sake of having this conversation about healing in our community, recognizing that reconciliation and healing requires truth, and we need space to speak those truths one to another, and that we have to come out of that conversation and engage in some constructive policy change and reform, and in some cases we must transform in order to build a better community for our children. And so I want to thank all of you for committing to be a part of that on tonight, and just give some context, as Rich has. We'll have a couple of spaces for community conversation on tonight. I know that some folks got here really early and signed up to speak. We thank God for that. I thank you for doing that. But everyone who wanted to didn't have an opportunity to do that. And so let me assure you there are going to be several spaces for conversation and for us to hear your voices. In the last meeting, we had an opportunity for people to speak in the mic. We had opportunities for people to do keypad polling. We had opportunities for people to post comments on the walls. And so out of that meeting last time, we came out with about 31 pages of notes and comments and guidance on how we ought to do our work. The first thing that came out was we prioritized our work. The community told us, those 100 plus people who were gathered in that meeting said to us, focus first on citizen or community and police relations.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Bondary Meyer Sr., and I'm here to speak on my son's behalf. First of all, I want to get with the media how they're trying to incriminate my son and say that he's this type of animal, but no one really knows him. He was a good guy, and he was just a loving person, and I'm just looking for justice for my son. And also, I want to speak up on the media trying to incriminate my community. They're trying to say that this community, Shaw's community, is bad, but it's not. This is a great community. We have great people here. We have people that's been living in this neighborhood for years. And a lot of these people in this community know my son. They grew up with my son. Well, my son grew up with them, actually. And he was a good person. And everybody that I talked to that knew my son said the exact same thing. And all I want right now is justice for my son. And I just want the media to stop incriminating my son like he's some kind of animal when he was shot down for nothing. Thank you.
Thank Brother Myers for sharing from his heart. I want to thank Pastor Kilpatrick for being here. Thank Vondare's mother and family for being here for this, particularly when we know that there's a desire to hold vigil. We look forward to doing so with you later tonight as well. Amen.
I'm Bill Monroe, and I'm a former St. Louis police officer, so I'm comfortable here. I'm also a member of the elected board of the St. Louis Public Schools. And I'll just get right to the point. I'm stalking this commission. And I'm stalking them because there are some solutions for the problems that our children are involved in. A solution, and that's what we're after, a solution. And my thought is, if you open a school, you close a prison. And that's what we want to do. But the fact remains, this commission, if you have teeth, I want to deal with a commission with teeth. And if you got teeth, then you know that those of us who are African Americans who pursue these type of solutions opening schools, we have a major problem in this town, and that's access to money. Race matters in all things, let me know when my time is up. But race matters in all things. And I've been trying to get some money to open up a school, another school. This would be my second one. Thurgood Marshall was my first. And those of you who know the struggle with charter schools in this town know that we were derailed by the Imagine Charter School Management Company, and they were thrown out. And I no longer have any faith in DESI. We're going to have to educate our own. I'm talking to black people in this place. We got to educate our own. Yes, we know nothing. We own nothing in our community. We don't own a service station. We don't own anything. And DESI has led us down the wrong path. And that's why we got the problem there in North County. And if this commission means anything, break open some funds. Thank you.
All right.
Good evening to the commission. I'm Gerald Christmas. I'm a former prosecutor and grand jury attorney in the circuit attorney's office. The first thing I want to say to you is that the grand jury does whatever the prosecutor asks them to do. Because I've been a grand jury attorney before, so don't be fooled. Also know that double jeopardy has not attached in the Mike Brown case, and another grand jury can be convened. I want to go into the killing of Von Derek Myers, who I represent the Myers family. Von Derek was killed 2 months ago today. And I want you to know that Von Derek was shot 6 times from the back. He wasn't in a gunfight, as Jason Flannery said. That's the officer that killed him. He shot him 6 times from the back of his leg in an upward direction as he was running up the hill. That's what the second autopsy showed. We also know that the 7th shot ruptured his femur. I was at the autopsy. I'm telling you what I saw. Von Derek would have lost his left leg. He collapsed and was unable to move in excruciating pain. The officer reloaded and then shot him in the head. The kill shot was to the side of his head. We have to have a special prosecutor in these cases, and we have to have someone, a special team that comes in at the scene, because whoever controls the scene controls the narrative. When Von Derek was killed, it was St. Louis police officers that were there controlling the scene. If they control the scene, they can plant any amount of evidence. They talk about the gun residue. Von Derek was shot at close range 8 times. He's going to have residue all over his body. That's the problem. Black life matters, and we have to stand up. We need special prosecutors in these cases, and we have to make sure that we got a special team at the scene to make sure that justice is occurring. I also represent DeJuan Bryson, who allegedly hung himself in the Jennings jail, and DeJuan's mother is here. Please stand, Christina. DeJuan didn't hang himself in Jennings. We need municipal court reform also. We have to reform these municipalities also. They should not be about money. They should be about justice. Thank you.
I would like to challenge this commission and also task you to call together or interview those organizations throughout the city of St. Louis and County who purportedly represent St. Louis and St. Louis County. Those organizations, such as most of you are part of, Focus St. Louis, Civic Progress, the Urban League of St. Louis, Better Together. There is the East-West Gateway Coordinating Council. All these organizations that have been together for years have never addressed race in the city of St. Louis. Right. Never. And what disturbs me is I've been a resident of St. Louis for 50 years. I'm currently 57 years of age. And I am so disturbed that none of those organizations have came up publicly and talked about race in the city of St. Louis. I want to commission this commission as a resident of the city to please talk with those organizations, bring them together as a whole, and find out why they haven't discussed race in this region. Unless you have a sincere dialogue about race in this community. And I must say, and it is still